What's up everyone, Boomslangg here, and today we have another video about the Division, and more specifically, the patch notes for patch 1.0.2. A ton of things have been addressed in these patch notes, ranging from gameplay, dark zone, graphics, UI, audio, minor localization issues, and then PC, Xbox One, and PS4 issues. I'm going to read through pretty much every one of these since most of them are important. There are a few things here and there that aren't that big of a deal, like the localization stuff. So if there's something you want to hear more specifically about, I'm going to leave a guide in the description box so you can jump to that specific section. And with that, let's jump into these patch notes. Starting off, we have gameplay. Named enemies will now drop better loot in challenge mode than in hard mode. I know this was an issue when I was playing. Never understood why in challenge mode you'd kill enemies and they would drop blues, very rarely purples, so it's good to see that they addressed that. Number 2, added a cooldown period for the static turret stun attack in order to avoid a stun lock in PvP and PvE game modes. I didn't experience this a whole lot. I haven't really used the stun. I always use Dragon Breath, set people on fire. Number 3, named NPCs will no longer respawn after being killed in the open world. This will prevent situations where players were able to kill a same named NPC over and over again. So, no more Bullet King farming. Sorry guys. Number 4, modifications to the weapon talent trained. It can now only be rolled on marksman rifles and pistols. Its bonuses have been reduced from 1 to 5% to a constant 0.1%. For the Midas submachine gun, trained talent has been replaced with responsive talent, which increases damage when getting closer to the target. This applies to existing weapons as well as newly acquired ones. For all SMGs, LMGs, and assault rifles, it will be replaced with another randomly picked weapon talent. This applies to existing weapons as well as newly acquired ones. As everyone knows, the trained talent caused an issue where the critical hit chance would constantly refresh your signature skills, so people were using that as an advantage over other people, so it's good to see that they fixed that. Number 5, fixed a speedrun exploit for the rooftop comm relay mission. Number 6, fixed an issue where weapons dealt no damage if the reload animation was interrupted by an agent's skill. Number 7, fixed an issue where players became stuck in an emote animation if activated via chat while auto running. Number 8, fixed a bug where skill power would be increased permanently while using the death by proxy talent. Number 9, fixed a bug where experience was not being awarded for completing all side missions in the Midtown East safe house. Number 10, fixed instances where the seeker mine with airburst multi-mine mod would detonate too soon, miss the targets, or cause no damage. I used this mod a lot, and I was really frustrated when my airburst would just explode right before it would get to enemies. I would end up usually just having to throw this so it would land right on top of NPCs, so I'm really glad that they fixed this. Number 11, fixed an issue where some NPCs in low cover would not react to being shot by the player. Number 12, fixed issues where the emotes would cause the player model to behave oddly, missing guns, players stuck in emote animation, etc. Fixed a bug where weapon mods and weapon skins would not show up on other players in the game world. And finally, fixed an issue where DPS would not be calculated properly when purchasing a new weapon mod. That is all of the patch notes for the gameplay segment. Next up are all the patch notes for the dark zone. These are really, really good. I'm really excited for these patches. Number 1, players can now heal other neutral players in the dark zone by using the first aid and support station skills. So if you don't want to join up with another group, but you want to help out other randoms, you're going to be able to do that. Just remember, these guys could turn on you once you heal them up. Number 2, players are now able to fast travel to dark zone checkpoints, but only when coming from outside of the dark zone. So now you don't have to fast travel to a mission that's next to the dark zone in order to get into the dark zone. Number 3, the dark zone disconnect timer has been increased to 30 seconds, meaning players will remain in the game world longer when logging out while in the dark zone. This applies while not in combat. Number 4, items extracted from the dark zone are now properly marked as new items when moved to the player's inventory. Number 5, players killed in the dark zone now drop ammo, medkits, and grenades. This loot is generated and not taken from the dying player's inventory. Number 6, players killed in the dark zone will lose less dark zone funds and experience for both rogue and non-rogue. So now you're not going to lose a bazillion points when you go rogue and then die. Number 7, dark zone funds and experience rewards for surviving rogue status have been improved, so now it's actually going to be worth your time to go rogue possibly. Number 8, dark zone funds and experience rewards for killing rogue agents have been improved. Number 9, Phoenix credit drops have been increased on level 31 and level 32 enemies in the Dark Zone. Now it's going to be worth your while to go further north in the Dark Zone and kill enemies. Level 30 will drop 1 to 3 Phoenix credits. Level 31 will drop 2 to 4 Phoenix credits, and level 32 enemies will drop 3 to 5 Phoenix credits. Number 10, increased the drop rate of high-end items from level 31 and level 32 named NPCs in the Dark Zone. There again, this makes higher level enemies further up in the Dark Zone more valuable to kill. Number 11, increased drop rate of high-end Division tech material from level 32 named NPCs in the Dark Zone. Number 12, improved Dark Zone chest items quality. Rank 30 chests will now drop superior purple items instead of specialized, which is something that I had an issue with, and I'm really glad to see that they addressed that. And key chest will now have a chance to drop high-end items, which is really exciting. I cannot wait for this patch to go into effect. Here we have Dark Zone fun drop rates and quantity on NPCs have been reduced. Fixed a bug where the wildfire and fear tactics talents were affecting neutral players in the Dark Zone. Fixed instances where players would receive a Delta error message when entering the Dark Zone. Fixed a bug where sometimes players could not loot anything after returning to the game following a network disconnection. And fixed stage 1 rogue timers not displaying correctly when the rogue players received damage from another player. Next up is graphics, and it's only one thing. They fixed a few lights that did not cast global illumination. Nothing major right there. Up next after that is the UI. Added more information for daily missions on the map. Tutorials have received some UI polish. The matchmaking menu now displays the mission difficulty rating more prominently. The mini-map mission tracker has been optimized to be less confusing to players. Fixed a bug where some of the attributes for high-end equipment were cut off in the recalibration menu. Glad they fixed that because there were some times where I couldn't figure out what was going on or couldn't see it, so that's good to see that they addressed that. Then they fixed a bug where the matchmaking menu for a mission would not display correctly or keep disappearing. Fixed missing item icons in the reward claim vendor's inventory, and fixed an incorrect side missions being displayed on the map legend. Next up is the audio fixes. Fixed a bug where the helicopter crash sound effects would be missing from the Brooklyn End cinematic. Fixed a bug where the Zapper turret mod had no sound. Fixed a bug where the audio for entering a contaminated area would be cut off. Fixed a bug where audio would not play when scrolling through vanity items. Next up is localization. This is just a few things where they fixed something with the Ubisoft Club and in-game localization bug fixes, nothing serious there. Next up is PC. They fixed the Tobii eye tracking bug fixes and improvements. I don't use that, so I have no idea how that would work exactly. If anyone does use that, I would be curious though. Also fixed on launch PC client now monitors PC graphics setting and applies the best settings to the user configuration. This is unless the user has custom settings. Fixed an issue where the map was sometimes difficult to navigate with a mouse. Fixed an issue with Hungarian, Korean, blah 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 localizations. Fixed an issue that prevented matchmaking while on the map. Removed a store button from the character selection screen on PC versions of the game. Players can now find the store in the page of the Ubisoft Club app directly. And then fixed another patch things, just random stuff. For Xbox One, fixed a bug where players could not reconnect to the servers after suspending the game on Xbox One. Fixed a bug where Xbox One fixed a bug on Xbox One where unblocking a player would not be reflected in-game until title reboot. And then on PlayStation 4, added an option to disable the PlayStation 4 controller speaker. Improved textures and model streaming speed. Fixed an issue where ISAC volume could get too loud when playing with headsets. And there you have it, all of the patch notes for patch note 1.0.2. Some of my favorite things are now that we can get high-end gear or items or weapons or whatever you want to call them from the key chest, and now that the level 30 chest drop superior items. I mean, there's a bunch of good things in this patch note. I'm really excited about this. Can't wait for it to go into effect. I'm glad that they pay attention to the community, and now they've responded and things are going to get fixed and taken care of. But anyways, just want to let you guys know what the patch notes were. Hope you guys are enjoying the game. I have some more videos coming out in the future. Just been really busy, like I said, with work and stuff. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thumbs up if you did. Subscribe for more of the Division content. And until next time, don't trust anyone in the dark side.